For me, Mighty Joe, it is the hardest thing to actually see the results and know that I'm doing a good job.
People get frustrated this time of year. I mean, the holidays are done, so everybody thinks, oh, it's going to be easy, and I can really start my New Year's resolution on New Year's. And by now, they're starting to drop off. And I find the biggest reason is because people don't measure the right things. You know, they're measuring what's the scale say, how many pounds are coming off the scale. So one of the common devices people use is a body fat caliper. You grab this and you pinch some skin and you pinch some fat, and it's going to give you a readout. It tells you how much of you is that yellow goopy stuff you're hanging on to.
Yeah, he brought me a pet fat. There you go, guys.
And how much of it's the good stuff.
Thanks so much for thinking of me. I appreciate it.
A couple problems using this as a tool, though. I used to live in England, and there's this whole English reserve thing people talk about. And I learned that as an American, you don't go to another country and pinch some British person's fat and expect them to be happy about it.
Oh, probably not a good idea.
They get a little upset.
Good to know.
So I really moved away from that just as a tool because, for one, it's a little embarrassing for a lot of people to have someone else pinch you at all the parts that are jiggling and loose. And two, it's just there's too much human error involved in these. You have to really know how to use these correctly to get the most out of them.
Okay.
The next thing people do is they'll go to a tape measure and they'll start, they'll stretch this around themselves.
That's a typical traditional one.
They'll measure everything. They'll measure their arms, their chest, their waist, their everything. It's a tool, but again, you have human errors involved here because if you just measure up a little higher or a little lower on any body part, it can throw the numbers off, so it's inaccurate. So when people are looking for these quick fix answers 2 weeks, 3 weeks into the year, they're not seeing it because they might be measuring incorrectly.
Okay.
Another thing people do is get the body fat scales. Here we have a very common, the Tanita body fat scale. There's also a handheld monitor where what it does, it sends a small electrical impulse through your body, and it will tell you how much of you is fat and how much of you is lean. And again, here, if you're hydrated or dehydrated, it's going to totally change the numbers that you have.
So the inaccuracy could make or break a really good or really bad day.
I taught somebody about fitness a couple weeks ago. I just had a new guy come into a gym I work with, and he did a few things, and he emailed me 2 weeks later. Says, I lost 9% body fat and 9 pounds, and he's all excited about this. But what I suspect happens with a lot of people is they start out dehydrated, then they finally hydrate themselves, and 2 weeks later they have an accurate reading, and now the number seems like they had an artificially high start. So it might have been 40% when he started, now he shows up as 31. But he didn't lose 9% body fat. It's inaccurate because you have the whole water issue to deal with.
So what do you need to do? I mean, for me, when I'm in the gym and the scale is right there, you're like, oh, do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it?
It's a tool.
Should you use the scale? Is that a good way to start out?
I use the scale as a tool before and after workout to tell if you're really hydrated. Because if you're sweating for an hour, you're going to lose water. That's weight. You need to put that water weight back in you at the end of your workout. But if you really want to be able to monitor your progress, you need to track your efforts. Don't worry about what the scale says, because the scale will reflect what your efforts are showing you. So if you're tracking that you're doing 3 workouts a week, and if it's not producing results, try 4 workouts a week. Or maybe take those 3 workouts and make them more intense. But the best way to actually measure what the results are, get a camera. I mean, I just have a simple point and click, just a digital camera.
So all tools aside, if you take a camera and maybe have someone take a picture of you in your favorite jeans or whatever it might be.
I would say before and after pictures. Okay. Like you see all the infomercials. You always see people stand like in their underwear or bathing suit or something like that.
And somehow they manage to look fabulous
they do.
3 weeks later.
Well, I don't know if 3 weeks isn't a good example there. But yeah, you take a picture, because if you do that every 2 weeks, you're going to have a realistic picture of what's really happening. The other great thing, like you say, is jeans. If you have a favorite pair of jeans or a favorite outfit, use that as your standard of measurement, because if that's fitting better, you know that you're moving the right way. Scales lie, tape measures lie, body fat monitors, they lie.
All lies.
It's all vicious lies.
I'm glad that we were able to learn that today. All scale lies. That's good to know. And we have a pet fat now. Who knew? You can get more information on any of these weight loss tips at our website, as always, fox17online.com. You want to click on the morning news and then scroll down to see the segment information. More from Mighty Joe. You sticking on the live blog for us?
For the blog, of course.
Okay, so if you have any more questions for him about